Hey, it's Natasha.
And Khalil.
And we are the co-hosts of
WokeNFree.
Thank you for tuning in to our 126th episode of WokeNFree. If you've been tuning in every week for WokeNFree Wednesday, you know that WokeNFree is all about being real and honest with each other and you. We talk about everything and anything important to us, you, the world, and nothing is off the table. This week, we are discussing whether the purge would work in reality. Quite menacing, guys. But before we dive deep into the subject, it's your favorite time of the day, Natasha's monologue.
Great.
Whee! Let's get started. Okay, so if you have downloaded the Podbean app, yay, you are a rock star because A, you're supporting the Podbean platform, but B, because you want to be a part of the WokeNFree conversation every single week. To be able to do that, you've got to download the app so that you can go in the comments and say, hey guys, you're nuts. Hey guys, you're on point. Hey guys, I have nothing to say other than hey guys. Yeah. Whatever the message may be. You've got to be able to do that through the Podbean app. So make sure you have downloaded that. If you say to us, hey, I love you, I rock with you, I'm WokeNFree, but I can't get that Podbean app right now, but I will holler at you on iTunes, I'll holler at you on TuneIn, I'll holler at you on Stitcher, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify, or any of the 30 platforms the show's on, then yay, we appreciate your support and your love and your continuity to the show. Just make sure that you are subscribed and followed to the show on whatever platform you're catching. So if you're like, well, where can I catch the show? What are you talking about? 30 platforms. Go to WokeNFree.com, click on the listen tab so that you can peruse and you can see all the different platforms that you can find the show on. Alrighty. Next, what I'd love for you to do, and I know Khalil is very invested in you doing this, which is sharing and chatting with us on social media. So what do we mean by that? We're saying Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest. We're posting every single week. We would really love for you to interact with us, right? If you want to share an episode, yay. If you want to comment, engage with us, any of that good stuff, make sure that you're joining the social conversation because life is all about the gram. Life is all about the social media, right? But let's just do that for this part of the conversation of life. Alrighty. And then of course, if you have 2 minutes of your time, what could you do with that? Well, you can do a lot of stuff, but particularly what we would love for you to do is to review the show on iTunes. 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. That's your subliminal message. And 5 stars, 5 stars. Anywhere else that you can rate the show. So again, go to WokeNFree.com, pick your platform of choice on the listen tab and peruse and rate the show away. 5 stars, 5 stars. Thank you very much.
That wasn't enough.
Scene.
Not enough stars in there.
5 stars, 5 stars.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right, it was 5 stars. That's what you were saying.
Muy bueno.
All right, well, each week we like to share a little bit about us before we dive into the topic for the episode. Last week we shared, would you rather have your mouth freeze with a stupid smile or your eyes freeze crossed? This week we're asking, would you rather take cooking lessons from a celebrity chef or piano lessons from an acclaimed musician?
Well, at least it's not offensive, the question this week. So that's something. To answer it, though, is a bit hard for me because I would say I want a cooking lesson from a celebrity, probably not a chef. So hello, Michael B. Jordan. We adore you. But to answer the question, if it was only a celebrity chef or piano lesson, then probably the celebrity chef, excluding that really interesting blonde, what is it, Ramsey?
Oh, Ramsey, yeah.
I don't particularly enjoy being yelled at for no apparent reason or feeling...
cursed at, too.
Yeah, or cursed at. I mean, I love a good curse word, but
when it's aimed directly at
extra,
you.
Yeah, he's a little extra in life. I hear that he's great with children, though. He is programming with children, and I've been told he's quite lovely there. So that's interesting. But for what I've seen with adults, that scares me. So I would probably do celebrity chef excluding him unless he can get his act together. No shade to you, Ramsey, but, you know, we can meet and maybe you can persuade me otherwise. Your answer?
Mine would definitely be the cooking lessons because I've already taken many piano lessons. I don't see how this acclaimed musician is going to really help me out. I just have to practice if I want to get back to the point that I used to be. And if it was an acclaimed musician that played the guitar, maybe I'd go with that because I'd take some guitar lessons from an acclaimed musician.
Cool.
But piano lessons, nah, I don't need that. The celebrity chef would be nice though. Get some good cooking tips because there's like those crazy ways you can like slice onions and do all sorts of tricks that I don't know. And the celebrity chef would be able to give me those pointers. So
True.
Definitely the celebrity chef. I'd go with that.
Alrighty.
We're going to dive into the episode now.
Don't sound too excited there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't want to put fear in people's hearts. Because this one is kind of scary now. You know, it's almost like the ghost stories that we've told. So It's going to be interesting.
Yes.
Well, do you think the purge would actually work in reality?
Yes.
Oh, you actually do?
So personally, yes. According to this Forbes article that I found, and again, guys, all the links that we refer to in the episodes, you can find in the episode notes at WokeNFree.com. So definitely peruse and click away and enjoy those links that we put there for you. In the article, it said, the author says, in short, in addition to being terrifying, destructive, and evil, we could expect that a real-life purge would amplify economic and racial inequality, habituate significant numbers of economic and political elites towards constant violent predation, create tiered insurance systems that would further advantage wealthier citizens, businesses, and communities, and then further increase monopolization in the U.S. economy over time. So they essentially would say it's a disaster. It would be like kind of a really bad, what is that? Was that Mad Max, that movie? Wasn't there like
that was apocalyptic.
Apocalyptic scenario. So I think that's probably, is the apocalypse possible? Yeah. I mean, again, you hate this, but anything is possible.
Oh yeah. We can't go into that. Yeah. We always go off on a tangent.
That's Yellow Brick Road we're not going to start walking on tonight or today. But ultimately, my personal feeling is it outside of like the possibility? No. Is it morally defunct and totally disgusting of a possibility? Yes. But is it really that much worse than some of the things that happen in this life? I mean, currently,
there's some bad stuff. We just don't.
There's people having sex with animals. There's people raping children. There's people cutting off body parts off people. So to act like the purge is somehow more repugnant than many of the current day things happening is a little delusional in nature. So absolutely, it's a possibility. I'm surprised it's not happening right now, is my answer.
Well, it could be happening in like small numbers, like in tiny towns somewhere in the world. It would be hard to regulate. Yeah. Especially if it's like a third world country and they're not technologically built up. There's no way to document it.
I mean,
so you could get around it like that.
I just shared an article with you that about a person who met someone on the Grindr app and they cut off a part of their anatomy and cooked it and ate it. So
They cooked their own anatomy?
The person the Grindr date, they met this person and stabbed them and they died and then cut off their I don't know if you can say that.
Genitals?
Yes. And then cooked it and ate it.
Oh.
So that wasn't a book. That was like a real life happening.
Yeah, there's a
lot of things happening there. So.
I don't think that's the purge. I think that's a mental disturbance. That's
if that's a possibility in current day life, then of course the purge is a possibility. I don't think that's more repugnant than someone who would do that. So
that's pretty bad. Yeah,
and that's one of how many people Dahmer, he ate people, right? There's a lot of people that kill people and eat them. So the purge is, I think, actually less of an offense than that.
Now, when I thought of the question, I thought about, like, would it actually work? Kind of like, is it something that you can actually keep going? You know? So not just like, did it just happen once? But this thing has been happening for decades, and I don't think it would work out. Actually, I think the first purge would be the last purge. Either the society would probably collapse, or they would just realize, we can't do this because it doesn't work out. And the biggest reason it doesn't work out is because how do you really regulate when people stop purging? That's the problem.
Well, it's a time clock, right? Like in the movie, it's 24 hours and you have 24 hours to kill, and that's the end.
Yeah, but there's no proof that I didn't wait till after or before the time to kill.
Oh, so you think that it would ignite this feeling or this desire to kill, and that feeling wouldn't stop?
Yeah, they're going to try to purge during non-purge period. They're going to purge outside
well,
the
in theory,
designated
that's
times.
happening anyway. So
Yeah, but I think it would just help. It would increase it because now what the Purge does is it encourages you to go get ready for this event. Then after event, you know what it's like? It's like when people buy all these fireworks and they just have some leftovers. You're just going to use them. So in the Purge, it's like you bought all these weapons and stuff to do. You're just going to use it eventually. You may even use it throughout the year. So I think violence and stuff would actually increase it.
Well, I don't think I know
how they were trying to show it, but
is it that no one was allowed to kill except on that day, right?
Yeah,
that was the premise.
Yeah, otherwise everything goes back to normal.
That's the kicker.
No, but it wasn't. But yeah, that day, yeah, exactly.
Because
just that day.
The kicker is we live in a world where people kill every day. So
yeah, so they're not gonna be happy with that.
Reserve the murders to one day.
No, it's not realistic. And then guess what happens too? Here's the funny thing.
You get to kill on volume. So.
Here's the other good thing, or not good thing, but another twister. What about if you travel like across state lines to different time zones? So you can kind of like go back in time, and now purging is legal again for you.
That's interesting.
So it doesn't. It's kind of strange.
Well,
How does that work?
Unless you're not allowed
or you
to
try to escape the purge.
State, yeah.
See, now you got to add. Look how these restrictions you try to add on, and then people are going to try to break these rules and say, "Oh, I didn't break the rule. You just, it is what it is."
But I mean, one could argue, listen, the purge is 24 hours within the bounds of this land. So if you're able to, re-purge, then that's good for you.
You can purge 24 hours. You can purge longer if you go into like a different state then.
Exactly. And that's the purpose is to get out the death and the murder and the nasty feelings inside, I guess, for some people.
I don't think it will work though.
I mean, it shouldn't work, right? Like
I don't think it could
should
work.
find ways to make it work, but
it's too open-ended. It would have to be a thing more similar to like how Greek did it with Colosseum. I think that would be a more realistic thing.
Ultimately, why do you think people would want if it could work, right? Why would people want the purge to happen in reality?
Well, people like seeing blood. I think people like violence to some extent. We have that animalistic tendency. If something doesn't fit with us or fit our notion and agree with us, then we get rid of it. Yeah, hey, get out of my face. If I can hurt you, I hurt you. It's like how so many people respond, even in athletics and in sports, they get so mad at other fans, but you realize you're just talking about a sporting event. This is nothing. This is not a real event. This is a social activity. It's not like something real. I don't know why people get so crazy with other fans.
You're pissing off people right now.
No, but when you
it's game is just a game.
Yeah, it's just a game. It's a game. It's like a video game. It's just a game.
But don't you get caught up in that video game?
Yeah, you do. But I don't want to bash somebody's skull in because their team beat mine. I don't people will get so mad, be like, "Oh man, And then if they talk smack about your games,
that's a hormonal issue.
Yeah. But I think that just stuff like that. If people get so excited over these games and want to hurt each other for it, and they're not even playing the game, I think that people like seeing some violence happen to each other as well. I bet you people would say you should be able to purge after your team loses. I bet you there are people feels like that because they do that. They go on riots and stuff. So I definitely think people just want to purge just because that's kind of an innate thing in human nature is to destroy and be violent. But I also think that people would regret it afterwards because they would see how far it would go. It could get really bad because you get all those atrocities. Because the problem with the purge is it's it's an open bar basically. Yeah. It's not when you kill, you got to do it softly or quick. It's none of that. So what if you end up torturing people? See, that's not right either.
And also, what if you made a decision in the kind of the passion of it all? So you're say you find out your partner cheated on you, and you're like,
they get purged now.
Yeah, but then you realize, oh man, I really didn't want him to die, or I didn't want her to die, or it to die.
Yes,
that ultimately death is final in human terms, right? Outside of that, we don't know. But
and look at this, kids didn't consent to this, but they had to be a part of the purge too. That's crazy.
Oh, that's interesting.
Why children's a part of it?
Couldn't consent to it.
Yeah, they can't even consent to it, but it's you're part of society. This is what happens.
Tricky. Yeah, you're gonna kill children. Wow.
There's babies and little babies that can't even move. You have a decision. See how that makes no sense? The purge doesn't. The purge doesn't. You can't think. I mean, when you think about it too much,
that's
it's
awful. You're making me sick to my
It's too open ended.
And what if people try to kill babies?
The purge would. The only way it would work, like I was saying, it would have to be a designated Colosseum area, and it's when you go within the zone, all bets are off. Yeah.
back to the room.
It'd be a bigger playing field. It'd be almost like Hunger Games kind of thing, where you go into this zone and that's where the stuff goes down. And there's cameras everywhere and people are watching you and you get paid if you live last survivor type of thing.
So we just do
if you did it like that, because then your consent is because you came onto that land, like no matter what's on it, you come onto there.
If you do it in that context, then I would say if you survive the night, you should be able to be awarded like $1 million or something. At least you should be compensated for the atrocities that you have to live through and or execute. I think if you do it that way, because even in Hunger Games, they just won, and they got money and they got to tour, they got fame, stuff. But they got to live in the capital. Their entire life was like totally like absorbed with this whole process, like definitely. Versus like you're saying, like if you do it in one confined space and then at the end you walk out and you're done, you don't have to, then you're not like traveling and around talking about it.
And you can forfeit too, because if you walk without a bounds, that's it. You don't need to go back in, and you don't win, but you're not dead either.
You're not dead. So,
so
exactly.
You have a choice to be like, I'm done with this. This is tough. I'm leaving.
Guys, read Hunger Games and Divergent. So interesting. Such interesting constructs around society. But my answer to this would be, I think people would want this because so much of fiction is based on reality and vice versa. And the fact that we have The Purge as a movie that got turned into multiple sequels and a TV show indicates to me at the bare minimum that there's a curiosity of seeing this type of a world or existence play out on screen. And is it really that much of a stretch to say that if you're willing to see it on screen, then what makes it so insurmountable to be legislated in real life?
Well, what I would argue against that is a lot of people see Fast and Furious and a lot of people are the slow and delirious. So
that's amazing. Wow.
Yeah. So
you just threw so much shade.
Yeah. They know they are.
That's amazing. The slow and delirious.
Yeah. Yeah. See how we got those different things going on?
Wowzers. That's going to be a good one for the rest of this year. That's amazing. Are you slow and delirious?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Like you don't know if you're coming or you're going. That's awful, Khalil. Oh my gosh.
These are real people, though.
There's some people who are fast and furious, and then there's some who are slow and delirious.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
That should be a movie.
That's definitely going to be a movie that we're going to produce. And we're literally just going to laugh the entire time. That's amazing.
Definitely.
Wow. WokeNFree Nation, are you slow and delirious or fast and furious? Pick a side.
Yeah.
And please share that on the comments. Wowzers. Well, but one caveat that I would say to that is that there are people who love Fast and Furious who they go and they get their, don't try not to be too insulting, Khalil, but
how would I be
remember
insulting?
Those cars, what do you call them? When they're
the Rice-A-Ronis?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Well, you could call them, the official term is Ricers, but Rice-A-Roni is so the people,
the cars like the Prius, and they jack it up and they try to make it.
So the typical Ricer is a Japanese import car that's not really fast.
Toyota or something, right?
Usually it's a Honda Civic.
Yeah, there you go.
And what you do is you put a big wing on it.
Yeah.
You put underglow on it. You put big rims. You put flames on it. Yep, flames on it, and you put a fake hood scoop.
Yeah.
You put a lot of fake stuff on it to make it look like it's fast, but you actually make the car worse.
Well, they're really slow and delirious, right? And then, but they did that because they were so influenced by the film, and then they're like, and then some of them don't people do these kind of illegal racing?
Oh, of course. I think it's a little less than it used to be.
Yeah, there's so much of fiction and life that intersect all the time.
But you know what I've never seen? I've never seen a group of people get together and form the Avengers team. I haven't seen that in real life.
Hey there. Do you have a book that you want to share with the WokeNFree Nation? Are you a business owner looking to share your product or service with the podcasting world? Well, guess what? You can book an ad with us on our Contact Us page at WokeNFree.com. We're super excited to speak with you about curating a unique ad that will get your message across the WokeNFree platform. So go to the Contact Us page at WokeNFree.com. That is WokenFree.com. WokeNFree.com, because Woken Free is more than a podcast, it's a way of life, and offers an innovative way to promote your platform in the exploding podcasting space.
So mentally well people? Or?
Yeah, well, no, I don't care who they are. No, I just haven't seen it. I'm saying, see how
What
you're
I'm
saying?
saying is, I don't know if we've interacted with enough segments of society. So
Oh, you think there may have been a group to come together to say, hey, I am this captain.
I mean, we haven't.
And
Did you look up
I'm
a
the
meetup group?
Marvelous.
There might be a meetup group on that. Like,
But do they actually go and try to fight crime? Like, I mean,
oh God, please.
do they try to stop world domination from people? I haven't seen that, Tosh. I haven't seen that. Are they like the Watchmen? I mean, what's going on? Because I haven't seen that. And we would hear of that. You know that too. Now you know they would report that because that's too
sweet Jesus.
That's a sweet Christmas. Because that's so strange.
Crime too.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of these movies.
You're gonna have to answer. I'm not in a position to be able to say whether or not that is really happening. So
yeah, see, I don't know.
That's a wowzers. Oh, you're out of control today. Oh, that's interesting.
I don't know if all these movies. I don't think everybody tried to play out what the movies do in real life. I don't know.
They don't they don't necessarily do, but what I'm saying is there's a convergence, right? And there's influence. And it's not, what I'm saying is it's not that much of a stretch to say that you keep, because why do they have a show? Why do they have these sequels? There's probably another one coming.
It's running around in people's heads.
Yeah,
maybe.
obviously there's a curiosity and people need it to be scratched.
Well,
and so it begs
and
the
guess
question,
what happens?
what's going to happen in real life?
And this comes back to your favorite thing. It's all about possibilities. That's all it is. People just like the possibility. They might not want it to happen. They just like just seeing what would it be, you know.
But it's sick.
What's one version?
Right? Like,
I know. Too bad it's like a bad idea. It's not really great.
Welcome Free Nation. Would you want the purge to happen? If so, please put it in the comments. If not, why wouldn't you? Please put it in the comments.
Do you think the purge will ever be a real thing?
You know me. Everything is a possibility. So, yes, it could possibly happen.
But will it, though?
But will it? You know, I think we are more likely to blow ourselves up with bombs than we are to sit down and reasonably justify and legislate legal murder outside of war crime, aka war.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's something different. Yeah.
AKA, you know, we kill legally all the time, every single day, actually.
Well, yeah, that's
people,
just another
innocence
thing.
and quote unquote non-innocence. So it is what it is. But I just think that, like, you know, we haven't tackled, like I said earlier in the episode, child rape, bestiality, you know, some of the atrocities that happen to marginalized people, like the LGBTQ plus community. Like, there's so many people, racism, there's so many people currently suffering, and that's like not on the spectrum, it doesn't seem like, of needing to be addressed now, right, as a crisis. So would we really get to this? Probably not, or maybe not in the next 100 years.
All right, I don't think it could ever happen.
Okay.
And it's for one simple reason. It's just look at our technology. I think we're going to come to a point where AI won't even allow us to do such a reckless event. Like, we'll go to the machine and it'll just be like, nope. Like, we'll try to pass a law and say, nope, not happening. Denied. That's the future.
We're talking Matrix styles. Okay.
Well, I'm talking the real future. AI won't allow that to pass because I think in the future AI is going to decide
only AI
laws.
is killing us, not people.
Well, but it'll do it efficiently. It'll say, well, I have to take you out because there's too many of you people in this area.
Oh, snap.
And it'll do it where you don't even know you're being taken out. So it's very calm and relaxing.
You're really trying to terrify people today. Oh,
no, but if you die and if you feel it was a natural death, then you can't even be mad because the AI kept you calm and unaware.
That's a whole other episode. I'm not opening
right.
can of worms. Yeah. For sure.
As long as it's AI and not... Because AI is the superior being.
You're okay with technology killing you, just not humans.
I mean, humans did that to the animals before us, so why can't AI do that to us? Like, that's, I can't be unfair and say, how come humans are so special that we're allowed to take animals' lives, but the next being is not allowed to take our lives? See how that's kind of funny how we do that? How we see us as the higher order?
Of course.
When the next order comes along, guess what happens to us? We're not the highest order.
But we have to,
supreme.
but not everything is always, again, the give and take. If someone else has to win, then we automatically
Oh yeah, I don't
lose.
say we have to lose, but you just mentioned so many issues that's going on with us. If we don't figure that out by the time AI is reigning supreme, we're going to be we're going to be one of the problems on its list.
I mean, I don't
because man, these humans are causing too much issues. We're going to have to lower their numbers.
Well, I think what they would do is genetic altering, right? So whatever the genetics are that's involved with why people continue to rape children, animals, and people, then you just needed to genetically modify us, because there's obviously something going on in the brain chemistry or the brain that is making people do this. So if you just modify people and that way they don't do it. But I know that like is super crazy for people sometimes.
Well, yeah.
But it's true. There is a biological reason why this is happening. So either stop it or we all have to be changed. But that needs to stop. I'm like, I don't understand why I live in a world where that's still happening. Like, it's super weird.
I think before that's I think there's gonna be more policing of it. So it's just gonna be, there's cameras everywhere, so you can't get away with that.
Let's get to it. Guys.
We're talking about privacy.
Or, comparing children and people to animals. What is happening?
Well, yeah, they'll see AI would see that and say, all right, this person has to be put on a special island, and they'll just live on that island.
Yeah, we have to stop.
Like when you do that kind of stuff, it's like automatic. It doesn't. No one has to talk about it. AI looks at it and said, all right, that was wrong of you to do. Now you're canceled. Yeah. AI will be the canceling. Instead of culture doing the canceling, we'll leave it up to AI.
Absolutely.
But you are canceled automatically.
For life.
Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? It's scenario time, guys. Scenario 1. Cynthia was commuting to work when another driver cut her off and left a bunch of tire smoke when he peeled off. Is this a good reason for Cynthia to hope for the purge to happen?
No, that just sounds like Cynthia's having a bad day and too much coffee. To jump to that conclusion would be really wild of Cynthia. No.
That's not good. Oh.
No, as people who live in Arizona, how many people do we see doing this to us and others, right? Like,
oh yeah, I've seen it a lot. Yeah.
So I think when people cut you off on the road, it's time to take a beat and take a breath and be grateful to be alive. Continue to drive safely. Do not respond emotionally, even though so much of your body is telling you to flip the finger and start screaming and start trying to drive fast to cut them back off again. Like, no, just keep going towards your destination, and maybe say a prayer for this person that they learn the art of driving better for the rest of this day, and that they didn't continue to do what they did to you onto others. Not to suggest for their heads to be shot off. That is not the solution. Right. So that's my answer to that.
Yeah, I think she's just overreacting. You can't just say your road rage should be a reason the purge exists. That's crazy.
Like, I'm so grateful.
It's not a good one.
That we moved to Arizona, because now, you know what's my solution to road rage?
What?
The fact that I know that people drive around with guns in their cars. That's my solution to road rage.
How's that a solution?
Because I know that I can't pop off and act crazy because somebody might come out of their car and shoot me.
Oh yeah,
so it's a wonderful
calming.
calming. Hey Natasha, get it together because you don't have a gun. So someone else does, and they might have several. So chill out, take a beat, and take a breath. And namaste.
You're always unaware, actually. Yep. Yeah, you gotta.
So that has been wonderful for my road rage, because I don't have the privilege to pop off anymore because I'm not getting bullet holes.
It's a risky proposition. Scenario 2. A Lucegon thinks that the criminal activity in his area is due to the overpopulation of his city. He thinks less people will lead to less crime. Would a purge help alleviate crime in his city, or just leave it in shambles?
That's a scary proposition, and that sounds like someone who probably shouldn't be the head of any state. If that is the theories that are going through his mind. What is he, King Arthur? I mean, this is absurd. No. So if you're having overpopulation of your city, you need to think about, again, I'm not an economist or a planner of cities, but I would suggest that probably murdering innocent folks isn't the solution, but finding ways to build up your city or to expand your city or to have collaborations with other nearby cities to get resources. Is there any type of international support that you can get for your overpopulation matter? Are there new businesses you can attract to the area to provide support for the extra people in your city? But murdering them is never the option.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's the answer, because he's trying to prevent the crime in his area, but yeah, I guess technically if there's no people, there's no crime, right? I mean, if you go by that mentality.
There's no city.
Yeah, so you will leave your city in shambles.
So who's picking up after him? Who's giving him his cheese and grapes, right? Like,
all right, come on now. He's got to do better than that.
Yeah. Oh, with wine, you mean?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so I don't think this will actually work out in the end. It's not going to alleviate the crime. Well, yeah,
and
I argue.
Say who wouldn't kill him? Like, be like, I think number one is you. Like.
Well, he would say that he's not overpopulating the city. He's just one man.
But he's taking up probably most of the resources as head of state. So, hey, without you, then there's a lot more money that can be distributed out to your city.
Well, he could but he could take a $1 paycheck. He could do that and just live off. I'm not even going
to comment, but you know what I have to say about that.
All right. Scenario 3. Lindsay was participating in a purge where she spotted an old bully during the last few seconds of the event. She unfortunately eliminated the nasty bully when the purge ended. Should Lindsay turn herself in for her crime, or is she justified in ending the life of her tormentor?
Oh, that's actually a really perplexing and interesting question, because I think most people in life have been bullied. You and I both, right? And so if we had the option to kill a bully, would we?
There's a twist to this too. So that's the first part. But the twist is the purge just ended. And she did actually kill the bully. Is she actually right in that? Let's see.
Well, I mean,
there's a twist with it too, so not just one.
You know, this is a fictional story. This is not a real scenario, but you know, in this fictional story for this fictional world, I think that if the prescribed regulations are you have the right to kill someone from 12 a.m. to 12 a.m. the next, like the 24-hour period, and you go beyond that time period, then all regular law presumes thereafter. So one would assume in this fictional scenario that then that death is not a legally sanctioned death, but then it would be under the regular, you know, whatever the criminal sanctions are in that city, in this town, would apply to that act that she took. So I think she should turn herself in, and there's no justification in the ending of anyone's life, no matter who they are. I understand that's definitely not a popular thought, because in our current day world, people think it's okay to kill if the person's a really bad person who's done very bad things. But, you know, no one's above anyone, and none of us are God, and none of us have the right to determine the life and death of anyone other than yourself. You have the right to determine what happens to your body because you're in it. But anyone else, it's up for grabs. So, I would say turn yourself in, because, you miss the clock. That's why, listen, timing is everything, as they say. You have to show up to get what you want, and she didn't show up in the time needed, so now you're just a murderer.
Wow. So turn herself in.
Mm-hmm. And you suggest not?
Well, I suggest it depends what that bully did. If that bully... Look, because if that bully sexually assaulted somebody, then I think she's justified. If the bully didn't, then maybe not. That's how I go by, because I think that's a heinous crime.
Then you don't believe in redemption, though. Even though I agree with you, I think.
Well, then I feel it's justified, because then, you know, it was kind of like.
Well, yeah, he took someone else's dignity.
Yeah, he took something from somebody, and now he'll never have the opportunity to do it again. It's that kind of thing.
But what if he redeemed himself?
I know, it's messed up.
What if he raped someone at 17, and now we're 30 years later, and he's found God. He's really repented. He is a huge advocate for children's rights, and he's constantly working with people in the prison system. He's reading with, ESL students on the weekends. Like, he's really trying to live a life of greatness.
Yeah, then
is he still who he was at 17?
Then she wouldn't be justified because the problem is look, he's actually helping a lot of lives. So it's kind of like,
by taking him out,
Yeah, you could actually hurt other people that he was still trying to help.
Are you held accountable for something you did in the past for the rest of your life? It's a hard question. It's such a hard question.
Not if you like transcend it and do things that really rise up above it. I mean,
it still happens. So he's still a rapist or an assaulter, but
at least I mean, it's kind of like, I don't want to like say that it's like the crime is gone or like lesser, but or he's making up for it. But technically, he's doing so much for society.
He's trying to be a better person for sure.
Yeah, I don't think that would. Then I don't think that would be right in that case.
And see, this is the problem with murdering others, because at any moment in our lives, we can always choose to be a better person. And so this is why it's very interesting that we live in such a world where people are so gun happy and so happy to kill if you're a bad person, when bad people, quote unquote, are what? People who made mistakes.
Yeah, and sometimes people just literally made a mistake. It was a bad judgment.
And they could live the rest of their life really good people and trying to be good. Not to just make up for that bad incident, but they understood that the error of their ways and that redemption is always possible. Yeah. But yet we are so happy to off with their head. And it's very interesting.
Because there's some people who are just, they're despicable to their bone. They'll keep doing these bad things.
There are people who will never stop. But again, does that warrant death?
If you're killing others or taking lives away from others, you're better.
There's no other solution other than your head.
No, there's other solutions, but it's easier to take them out, though.
Exactly, it's barbaric.
It's barbaric too.
We've been doing that since the beginning of time. What would actually make more sense is to what? To psychologically analyze and understand why a human being could be Hitler, why a human being could be Osama bin Laden, right? Like, what exactly is making monsters? Not just killing them, but finding a way to understand the psychology and the brain chemistry so that we eradicate for the future. But when you go ahead and just keep killing bad guys, you just level up the next bad guy who's going to... It's like terrorism, like terrorist cells.
Yeah, I mean...
You take out one cell, another one rises up.
The better would build...
Stop killing everyone.
You should build facilities that you can do analysis on
and work
people.
with them and try to rehabilitate people, not... kill them. Killing is not, it hasn't worked, right? If we've been doing this for thousands of years and we still have monsters walking around, then obviously it's not working. But I don't know. WokeNFree Nation. Am I alone in that? Or is there logic that you understand as well?
Well, yeah, it's not working completely. It's not preventing the monsters, but technically society now is safer than if you go back 2,000 years.
But is that from killing people, or is that from law
some people
and
would
order
say,
and civilization?
Some people would say from the wars that were waged.
But we haven't stopped waging wars, and we still have monsters, and we still have death.
Still do. It's not the best solution, but technically the society now is safer than 2,000 years ago. It technically is, and not everywhere. For now, and not everywhere, but still, it is.
And not
there's some difference.
as you said, there are some people who
there's some places that's it's similar,
hundreds of years, and
hundreds, But I still would argue that 2,000 years ago was worse for everybody.
Well, I mean, yes, for sure.
Yeah, those are darker times where you didn't know.
Well, because we're not throwing, feces out the window, right? We're not,
just getting hit in the head by human fecal matter.
Oh,
that's not something you have to worry about now.
Sweet Jesus.
Well, most places you don't have to worry about that.
Sweet Jesus. It is that time again. It is coming to the end of our 126th episode of WokeNFree. Quite the episode discussing whether the purge would work in reality. Will we leave you hanging for what our next episode will be about? Drum roll, please.
On our next episode, we will be doing another special WokeNFree story time, If Our Organs Could Talk. Make sure you follow us on social media to follow along in the conversation, and make sure you tune in next week for WokeNFree Wednesday to join the conversation at WokeNFree.com.
If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please submit a topic for an upcoming episode or share how you feel on our contact us page at WokeNFree.com. So that is WokenFree.com. If you want to hit us up on social media, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Pinterest at WokeNFree. And then, of course, if you have a business, you have a new book, you have products and services you're looking to advertise in a new, innovative way through the podcasting landscape, specifically the WokeNFree platform, you know what you have to do. Hit us up on our contact us page at WokeNFree.com.
If you didn't already subscribe, please do, share the episode, and make sure you come back to join the conversation every Wednesday for WokeNFree Wednesdays. Remember, WokeNFree is more than a podcast, it is a way of life. Until next time.
No purge, guys.